Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif says the latest round of trilateral talks involving Pakistan, Afghanistan, and intelligence delegations from both countries has ended without a written agreement. The discussions, mediated by Istanbul with earlier sessions in Doha, were aimed at de-escalating recent border tensions following cross-border clashes in October. Asif confirmed that while the fragile ceasefire will continue for now, any violation originating from Afghan territory would draw what he called a befitting response from Pakistan. In Islamabad, a heated debate is unfolding over the proposed 27th constitutional amendment. The amendment seeks to establish a new federal constitutional court, a body that would take over constitutional matters currently overseen by the Supreme Court and the Federal Shariat Court. Reports suggest the Federal Shariat Court may be relocated under the plan. Legal experts have voiced concern, arguing the move could erode the Shariat Court's jurisdiction. A petition has now been filed in the Supreme Court, seeking clarity and protection of the court's powers. For more on the situation in Islamabad, we're joined by our correspondent, Sarah William.
Chris, the proposal for a federal constitutional court has divided opinion here in the capital. Proponents argue the new body would streamline constitutional interpretation and ease the burden on existing courts. But critics fear it could centralize power and marginalize the role of Islamic jurisprudence. Several lawyers' associations have held press conferences urging the government to release the full draft of the amendment for public debate. The Supreme Court is expected to take up the related petition later this month, a move that could define the direction of judicial reform in Pakistan.
Thank you, Sarah. Meanwhile, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, has strongly criticized the government's handling of the proposed 27th Amendment. Speaking at a press conference, he expressed disapproval over the lack of consultation with opposition parties and warned that the proposed judicial reform clauses could weaken provincial rights and the independence of the judiciary. Bhutto Zardari made it clear that the PPP will not support any constitutional change without broad national consensus. Adding to the growing political opposition, Maulana Fazlur Rahman of Jamiat Ulema-e-Islam has also warned against what he described as engineering a two-thirds majority to pass the amendment. He said the draft has not been made public and cautioned that any attempt to roll back provincial autonomy granted under the 18th Amendment would be unacceptable. The JUIF chief condemned efforts to manipulate parliamentary numbers as an insult to democracy and the federation. In another development, a delegation from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by Gohar Ali Khan, met with National Assembly Speaker Ayaz Sadiq to formally request notification of Mahmood Khan Achakzai as the new leader of the opposition. The PTI team presented a letter signed by 74 members of the National Assembly supporting Achakzai's claim. The speaker has confirmed that he will review the submission and make a decision in due course. Turning to foreign affairs, Pakistan's Foreign Office has accused India of deliberately misquoting remarks by former US President Donald Trump on nuclear testing in what Islamabad describes as an attempt to implicate Pakistan in false narratives of secret nuclear activity. The Foreign Office reaffirmed that Pakistan's last nuclear tests took place in 1998 and that its nuclear program remains under strict command and control and non-proliferation standards. Islamabad also cited incidents of nuclear material theft and trafficking in India as evidence of what it called a malicious disinformation campaign. And finally tonight, in Baku, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif met with Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev, accompanied by Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, General Syed Asim Munir. Both sides reaffirmed their commitment to deepen cooperation across multiple sectors, including trade, energy, connectivity, and defense. Prime Minister Sharif congratulated Azerbaijan on its recent victory in the Karabakh conflict and extended an invitation to President Aliyev to visit Pakistan in the near future. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.